Let's talk about synapsis of chromosome and meiosis. Let's do two examples starting with our first one. These are our chromosomes. The ones on the outside in purple are our inverse, showing that they're different, but the ones on the inside are the same. The period also stands for a centromere. So this is a good example of paracentric inversion. This model illustrates what's going on, helping us find the four chromatids. But right here shows our inversion. Since our inversions are on the outside, to see it clearer, we want to see it in the middle. Since this is a 3D figure, we can flip it around so that our inversion ends in the middle. Shout out to Shelby Collins, my TA, for helping me out with this. This is how we're going to write our letters. Inversions on the inside, non-inversions on the outside. For this example, we want a crossover between J and K. So let's go to J and K. This is what our crossover should look like. Now that we have our crossover, let's make our pass. For our first chromatid, we're going to start at path number 1, going from MLI.JKHG, making out to the end, and having this. Our second pathway, we can use purple. Starting at this end, we go to MLI.JK, and this is where our crossover comes at. We go out this way, going all the way back LN. So this is our product. For our third pathway, we'll use the green color. This is when we encounter our first loop. So we'll go from MLKJ.IHG, getting this. For our fourth pathway, we'll use the color blue. Since there's no openings over here, we can start over here, going from GHK, then our crossover J, dot I, and then back over to H and G. That's our fourth product. When drawing out and color coding your pathways, think of it as like a corn maze, going from one end and trying to find your way out to the other. How do we know if our four chromatids are viable?
Viable is when the chromatid has all the letters from the chromosome and there is no deletion or duplication.
For our first chromatid, this is viable. There's no deletion, duplication, and we have all the letters. Second chromatid, this is not viable since we have a duplication ML. For our third chromatid, this is viable since we have no deletion, duplication, and we have all of our components. For our fourth chromatid, this is not viable because we have a duplication of GH. For our second example, our chromosomes are the same. It's just backwards, so no inversions, so there's no loop in our model. For this example, we'll have a crossover between J and K, which will look like that. For our first chromatid, we'll use red, going from MLI.JKHG, getting that. Our second crossover, we'll use blue, going from MLI.J, crossing over KHG. Since it's crossover and we're going straight lines, there's nothing really different, so we're going to get the same thing. With the crossover that we're not going to have any other different chromatids, we're all going to get 4 of the same chromatids. Looking at this 4, we know that they are all viable because there's no deletions, duplications, and they all contain the same letters. When examining the fitness between individual 1 and 2, individual 2 seems like it has the best fitness because there's all viable chromatids, which makes it more fit.